And some people might have been expecting me anyway, but oh, it says I'm live. Good for you. Turn on the torch, light up the flame. Time to melt some glass, my friends. There you are. Here I am to explain, to teach, and create again. Thank you for showing up. Oh, we got one person here already alive. Thank you. I guess they're sort of going, is he here yet? Is he here yet? Oh, there we got two. Fantastic. I like it. Now I got to do two other things real quick. One of them is get to the uh, where is it? There it is, top of the list. Not top of the list, but close to it. Uh, go for the speech chat thing, and YouTube is up. And then we got it.
Libby.
Oh, Amber.
Hi.
Everybody's already there, and I don't even have to open up something.
Said. Glad to see ya live this time around.
I'm glad I could be here.
Needed a distraction.
I'm glad so too. Give me just a second. I've got speech chat. Okay, here we are, and it looks like a half a dozen people are here, and I'm glad that well, not half, only three, but that's okay. Every little bit helps. Today I'm going to do something good, and I will take a request from the audience. All you got to do is ask and say, hey, I want to see such and such made. And that's why I called it Fun Tuesday, because Tuesday is fun too, even though a lot of people think. How many more peeps pecked out of their shell already? They're hatching some eggs in an incubator. Had some ducks hatch, I think yesterday, she said. And today, well, she said she's got a few odds and ends like chickens.
Said, I want to see a labradoodle.
A labradoodle. Oh, come on. I can probably do a lab. I don't think a labradoodle. Dogs are one of my weak points. I'll have to admit. I can make it look like a puppy.
Do you have any dots tack tips or advice?
Dot tack.
Amber Libby.
Stack.
Said,
okay, tips.
I still only have 5.
Still only have 5. Cool. As far as dot tack, yeah, dot stack. Excuse me, my dyslexia kicking in. Tips. Not my strong point at doing dots. I think that has to do with my dyslexia and my own little world of dreams.
Said, ha ha ha, trying to challenge you.
Yep. But I can do a puppy type dog. I can do I can probably make it look a lot like a lab, but I can't do the fur on him as well as I should. But I can do. Tell you what, I'll do a puppy type dog with long ears and a long tail, and a long nose. How's that sound? Sound good? We'll go there from there. Now, concentrator's on. The gas is on. It's just a matter of kicking it in and melting some stuff down.
Amber Libby said, Doberman.
A Doberman, yes. Now that I'm good at. She knows it probably, without even trying.
Said, great.
Let's try a Doberman then. Things you have on your table that you shouldn't, like a mouse. But because of my computer and me showing off, and I guess you could say, speaking of which, I've got to make sure that is up so I can. Oh, wrong one. Oh, that one is up so I can see about where my flame is and where the camera is and where I need to adjust slightly. That would probably be the best one. But yeah, I can do a Doberman type dog, which would be pretty cool. Work out really nice, I guess you could say. And I opened up something that doesn't need to be opened, so it's going to go back down again. There we go. We're there.
Amber Libby said, I'm hungry.
I've got hot dogs here, and I've got some chicken and rice that I pulled out of the freezer. But by the time you get here, it won't be ready for you to eat. Because you're a few miles away, being in, oh yeah, Michigan. Okay, first, we're doing the chest to the Doberman. And most of the time when I do the chest to any animal or figurine, it starts right there. That's where I start, is right there near the front of the animal. But if you get comfortable doing the back of the animal first, do the back of the animal. But I do suggest that when you do an animal or whatever, work from one end to the other.
Are the hot dogs 100% Angus beef?
Not Angus beef, but uncured beef.
Dwayne Coford said, as you are adding the legs, can you explain what steps you take and why?
Okay.
Amber Libby said, I can't have normal.
Yeah, I know. You're like your mother was when it came to dogs. It had to be a certain style. If it was anything other than that, she'd go bleh. Okay, the neck is basically what I call my shark fin neck, and I bring it up. I folded it over a little bit, and then I just pull it straight up. And you can already see that's why I said I was pulling it upward, even though it was pulling it downward at the time.
Dogs are not fun.
Oh, preservatives, got it. I understand that principle. Allergic to them? You actually get rash or anything? There's the nose to a Doberman. Probably could make it a little longer, but it should work. And then we got the ears, which come out. I do a little bit to the side and then pull straight upward, like so. As you can see, that's coming out pretty much like a Doberman ear. It helps to have had a Doberman for many, many years. Amber knows what I'm talking about. We had a Doberman here at this house for many years. It finally got old, and we had to take it out of its misery, I guess you could say. Not the fun thing to do, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Anyway, there's the ears. Now the legs. Basically, the legs that I put on the Doberman is a straight down almost. I seal it in really, really well and I'm using 8mm to make this thing with. And then I bring it down and get it really, really thin. A lot of times the legs in the front, I do sort of like a S curve, a very slight one, but you can see it.
Amber Libby said, R.I.P. Cherokee.
Yeah. Yeah, rest in peace, Cherokee. That was the name and we named it Cherokee because it liked to be a renegade. She'd sit there and go rah, 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 right at your face, and it wasn't like a out and out bark. It was sort of like a and that's the way it was. It's like, don't you? But yeah, that was just Cherokee. I guess I did a horse dog instead of a dog paw. Stupid thing, not thinking, I guess you could say. Let me go ahead and do the same thing I did to the other side there. Bring it in. Now just pull it outward, and again, it's just going to be a downward, and then a little bit forward, and then a little bit, so like that. Well, a little bit more. Add some more. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. There we go. That's basically what I do for front legs. It's sort of like an S-curve look to it. Oh, I forgot eyes. And it should do it. One. It's fun making sure that the eyes are across from each other. and not forward and not back and about the same size. It takes practice. It does. It's not immediate, but it will, come to you. And, one time it will be one up and one down and one forward and one back. So you just practice, and keep practicing. And it also sometimes helps to look straight forward. Like this one's a little bit bigger than the other. So I could either take some off, which I'm going to do. Got to point his ears again, just a little bit. Yep. Oh, I was going to bring some. Well, maybe I did. Maybe I brought one over. This is going to be a mystery rod, I believe. We'll find out whether it's blue exotic, green exotic, or something else. Now, again, what I'm going to do for the back end is most of the time when you do an animal's body, it has like a peanut shape. It's got the front end like this, and then you got a back end that'll be right about there, and it'll be bulbous, but a little bit different bulbous than the front, but still what I would call a peanut shape because it narrows in and bulbouses out again. Let me go ahead and bring that and add some right there. Time to switch hands. There we go. Yeah, dogs have not. I guess when I was a little kid, I was scared by a dog or something, and dogs, even I can do some types of dogs, but not too many. And the reason I can do a Doberman is that I was around them a lot, and also I can do a Dachshund, which I was around them a lot. And the rest of them I do, it has to look more like a puppy type dog. And another analogy with glass, if you make it look somewhat like a cat lovers will like it. But if you make, for the dog lovers, it's got to be their breed of dog. And if you don't do it right, then, that's where they're going to get ticked at you. So, okay, now with the dog back legs, I sort of curve it backwards and down like a shark fin, and then heat it up again, and then do a right angle L bend forward, like so. There we go. That's half of a Doberman is his legs. The other half is just the heavy-duty, strong body look that they have. Again, we're going to do that again for the last leg here. Last leg of the journey.
Amber Libby said, toy poodles, Chinese cresteds, schnauzers.
Yeah, that's what we collected in the mixed of what I called some of those fuzzy rocks if you were here yesterday. But got 4 people watching. That's a good thing. Thank you for being there, guys. I'm trying it at different times of the day. And if you have a suggestion on a time of day that would be easier for you, put it down below in the description.
Nikita M said,
Oops, itch.
Great skills. Thanks humoring my idea, Lou and Amber.
What is it about when you're working glass, you get an itch in the oddest of places? Well, usually it's on my face somewhere where I got to stop and scratch the itch. I guess because you're concentrating on something for so long, you forget about other things in your body, I guess, or something. I don't know. There we go. We got all 4 legs on the ground. And is it leaning a little bit? It's not perfect. Let's get some tweezers going here and move it around a little bit. Yep. And last but not least on this dog, we got its tail. And usually the Dobermans have that stub nose. Well, actually they don't, but after it's been cut, I guess you could say. Actually, let's stick it straight up because it's like, oh yeah, I'm here. I'm wagging my tail. I've often thought that if we could tap into that tail wagging energy, we would have no energy crisis. I mean, especially a Labrador. Woo, woo, woo. That's like major power energy going on. And now we have a Doberman. Yeah, we got one leg that's a little bit shorter than the rest, but I can fix that in a little while. I'll let it cool a little bit and then get back to it. Any other requests that somebody would like to see me do? Oops, I just realized I need to have my fan on. Don't know what noise I was making, but probably. I wouldn't doubt it, knowing me. Subconsciously more than anything else. Again, I do the neck to the dragon, and then I do a nice long nose for the dragon.
Mistress Jordan Ray.
Hey, Mistress.
Said,
nice to see that you showed up. Yes, I can do a ring. I will do that right after I do this dragon. And the dragon legs are going to be more like a T-Rex legs in front because they don't have to go anywhere or do anything. They just have to sort of float there, as I say. Mistress and it's still that S curve going on still.
Thanks.
There's part of the S curve. And now we're going to work on trim. I think I'm going to do it with blue trim. I've got sort of like a rusty red, which is red exotic, that I encased yesterday for the body. And now I'm going to use like some blue exotic here for the what I call the horns and claws and stuff, and wings. There we go. We'll do 3 for the claws. There we go. I said 3 and I've only put 2 on there. What's the matter with me? 3 talons on each foot or paw or what claw or whatever. Now the nose,
is kitty
beard.
Litter like vermiculite? Could I use that instead of the actual vermiculite?
No, kitty litter has more clay and organic material that would burn. The vermiculite does not really burn in other words, it's not organic matter. It's a type of mineral, I believe. I wouldn't swear to it, but that works a whole lot better than kitty litter. If you had to, I guess you could use a clay-based kitty litter, but just be careful because then material might just get stuck to your glass if you put it in there too hot. I guess it would be like bead release in some respects. Just be careful. But I still say if you had a bag of kitty litter and a bag of vermiculite, use the vermiculite. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, guys.
Mistress Jordan Ray said, "Okay, good to know."
Whew. I hate it when I half sneeze, but that one came out as a full sneeze. That's why I was sitting there for a couple of minutes going, oh. I hate those ugly sneaking sneezes coming up on you like that. Okay, let's do some front wings. And then we'll get into the back half of this dragon. And if this doesn't work out for this carousel horse or carousel, I will put it in another one. There's one part of the wing. I'm going to do one more.
Amber Libby said, Comic Con I 6 days. Mistress Jordan Ray said, me and bead release don't get along.
Why do you think I started doing boro and hollow, where you don't have to use bead release on the mandrels? If you learn how to blow it hollow to begin with and keep it hollow, you can keep the bead release out of the mix completely. Takes a little bit of practice, I admit, but it's a lot of fun in the long run. Yeah, I'm going to do some interesting wings here.
Said, bless you, that's how my husband sneezes.
Boy, that's a while back, but that's okay. But yes, thank you for that, Mr. Jordan.
Dwayne Fulford said, perlite is another alternate to vermiculite. Perlite is volcanic glass, I think.
Again, just watch when you're putting some in there. Make sure it's not molten, so glass sticks to glass when it's close to, you know what I mean. Vermiculite wouldn't, well, I guess if it was molten and vermiculite, I guess it would stick to it as well. Okay, I'm doing a different type of wing than I usually. We'll get there. Okay, one more set of wings here. One more tuft to the wings. And there we are. Different type of wings. I should probably go ahead and put the hook on it, but I'm going to come back and do that later. But if you know where it's supposed to go to begin with, it's better to not go back into a piece. But since I've been doing this for a while, I know how to do that. I got to figure out where the center of gravity is on these things. That's the fun part.
For virulent epidemic. Said, hi Lou.
Hi, Epidemic. Still 4 people watching, which is a good thing. Now we're going to go ahead and do the back end of this dragon. And I think it might be a little bit too big for this carousel, so I'm going to have to scale another one down for it. But I like doing my dragons, you know me. If I can't do my dragons, I'm not happy. Oops. There we go. Cold seal on the nose. Now the back half. We're going to kick it up a notch so it melts a little faster. And this is all done with a Carlisle CC and a 10 liter per minute oxygen concentrator at the moment. And that was one of the questions that somebody asked, is show the connections from the concentrator to the torch. And I can do that, but I will do that not today, but very, very shortly. And here's the tail end of this thing. And I fold it over like I do the necks and stuff. But now I'm going to continue and curl it on, back it up. Yeah, this is going to be way too big for the carousel. But I love my dragons. What can I say? And it was already entrenched in me to do a dragon. So you can get corkscrew, curly screw, whatever you want to do with the main tail or just behind the body or whatever. Now, again, with the back legs, I usually do just what I did with the Doberman as well, is I do sort of I curve it back like a very thin shark fin and then wait for it to cool a little bit and then heat it up some more and pull it forward like so, and it gives you sort of like an L-shaped, you can see that L-shaped look on the leg, and that's my L-shape type leg, and I do those basically in the back, and depending upon the animal you make it either short or thin, fat or long. depending upon what type of animal you're doing, but most of the animals have that basic haunch in the back, except humans, which go forward. Their knee goes forward instead of back, like most dogs and animals. Anyway, that's my interpretation of that. To know actual anatomy is a different story, but it gets the job done. I'm going to curve this upward right about where the wings are, because I've got so much leg going on. I'm heating it up just gently right around where the wings are without trying to disturb the wings, and also bending back the body shape itself, like so. And all I have to do is put a little bit of tail on the back end of this guy and the claws in the back end, and we will leave that and come back to it and look at it a little later on. And then I will get right into a glass ring. Now they're kind of fun to do, and they do have ring segments that, matter of fact, I got to start looking for that today. They got ring ring sizer type thing that gives you an idea what size you want to make it. And also they have a mandrel that gets wider that you can put for ring sizes. It's kind of small, but gives you an idea what size ring you want to do. It's one of those things that helps with when you're making a ring to make sure it's going to fit on the person and not just fall off their finger. My son was fixated with making glass rings for a while. And you can pick up a crock pot at a yard sale, whatever, whenever, fairly cheaply. Now again, what I just did was press the dichro in there, and now I'm going to put a backing of turbo cobalt, like so. And this is going to be just a the front facet on the top of the ring when we get there. Just something to have. Okay, I'm going to use the high precision cutting instrument and cut some of that off. Or nip it down anyway. There we go. Not perfect, but it'll give you a shine on the top of the ring. Actually, we got to cut a little bit of this off. Let's see if we can do this. There we go. Ouch! Nipped right up, went right to my hand. But luckily it didn't burn. It just bounced around. More scary than actual pain. That'll do. I'm going to leave it. Work with it. Okay, now the ring. I'm only going to make this clear to play with. I can do it in just about any color that I have, I'll have to admit. So it's just a non-specific ring. It was just to show you that a ring can be done. I wish I had a ring size, even on my finger, to give you a basic, well, maybe by subconscious I can come up with the right size for my finger. Yeah, give me a finger. I'll see about it in a hot glass. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that'll work. Let's do this. Now what I'm going to do is basically make a bigger blob. Actually, I'll fold it over. Let it cascade just one more time downward from this size, and that should be a nice size thickness for a ring. And I try to make them a little bit thick. You can make them thin, but you just got to realize that it gets hit, dinged, banged, shut, knocked a little bit. But if you're more delicate and very protective of your fingers, see, that's another reason why when it comes to doing jewelry, I don't mind doing earrings and also necklace pendants, because subconsciously you protect your head and subconsciously you protect your chest. That's where the heart is. And you're not going to be slam dancing into a wall with your chest anytime soon, or knocking people's heads with your ears or head anytime soon. Well, on purpose anyway. So you would protect it subconsciously, and it's fragile, yes, but it's not as fragile as it could be in other parts of your body. Like if it was on your wrist where you would swing and hit something by accident, or on your, anyway, you get the hint. Now what I'm doing is I've basically made a blob, and now I'm going to flatten it quite nicely, like so. And then I'm going to stretch it out, and this will give it like a consistent thickness, and hard to explain, easy to do. Now, most of the stuff that you hear me talking about and trying to explain, it's in a part of your brain that you don't actually have verbal names for, and you don't have ideas. It'd be like somebody coming up to you and asking you how to hop on one leg. You'd be going, it's a lot of non-verbal communications to your body that you're doing to come up with jumping up on, hopping on one leg. But you can do it. That's not the problem. It's just a matter of learning balance and so on and so forth. And that's the same thing with a lot of the glass demonstrations that I do and I'm trying to explain to you. I think I've gotten pretty good at it, but it's still a situation where I'm trying to describe to you actions where I might describe one of the actions and I'm doing 4 others at the same time, because I don't know how to put those actions into words at the same time either. It's kind of hard to explain, easy to do, because I practiced at it. Good, came off. Just let it sort of melt in. Ease over. Oh, yeah, of course it's on the end of the nose. Yeah, that's more of a man's type ring. Very thick, very big. Yeah, wouldn't you know it. Me reheating that glass burnt the dichro. So it's not sparkly glittery, it looks like ashes. That would be an interesting thing to do. Matter of fact, I am going to take that off and put another one on, just because now's the time to do it. And I'll make another one real quick. Maybe I can leave the color down below. Make it a little easier. A little bit more blue. This is where you're, sometimes you can listen to that critic. You're your own worst critic, but your own worst critic makes your glass blowing better in the long run, because you say, no, I don't like that, or I wanted to get it better this way, or whatever. And it helps you to go further, faster sometimes. But listen to it sometimes, but there are sometimes that you could be going, no, a little bit this way, no, a little bit that way, and you're doing it for like 15 to 20 minutes, and it could have been done, and you could have had 2 more done by the same time, and better than the first one. See, now that's the thing. You've got to learn when to say when with your own worst critic, and just say, okay, we'll do it better on the next one. Okay, guys? That's my best thing that I can give you at the moment. Now we're going to do a little bit of diachro here. I think I did. Oh, okay. We got the film side up. Pressed in. And layered up. And you should be able to see that it's now more of a cobalt blue instead of a dark black color. One of your tricks of the trade, guys. And with the swirls of color in there, that adds texture and design to the patterns of the figurines that you will do, or the whatever you want to do with it. So it's not going to be exactly like everybody else has got the color that they have. So, which is fun too, right? Right. But you can actually see that's a blue color now. And I could even layer it down a little bit more and get it even lighter blue. I tried to do one yesterday of some colors that I thought... No, that's not it. Is this it? No, that's not it either, darn it. Well, I can't show you what I can't find, right? Right. Right. Maybe I put it in here. Yeah, there it is. Nope. Don't know what I did with it. Darn, and double darn. Oh well. So much for that idea to show you. Well, until next time, guys, it's been fun. It's been real. And I do appreciate the questions. I will look up and work on dot stacks. It's not my forte. I have been watching some other glass blowers do some interesting stuff. We're actually lining drawings, very, very delicate line drawings into the glass, and then on a piece of tubing, and then you cut the tubing and then layer it backwards so that now it's forward. In other words, now it's what you would call definitely inside out work, where it was actually outside in work, because it was outside, then you turn it inward. So it was pretty interesting. I saw it on Torch Talk the other day. I'll see what I can do to come up with something like that as well. Not trying to copy them, but try to share ideas. That's what I'm trying to do. And in the meantime, thanks for being out there, guys. As always, carpe vitro, and enjoy your day. I think I shut one of these down that I needed to. Here we go. Maybe it's not. That's YouTube. Yeah, in stream. Thank you, guys. As always, have a good one.